Hi, I'm Aleena. I'm a co-founder of CTZN Cosmetics, and you're watching Cosmo Careers. CTZN is an inclusive, genderless makeup brand that I started with my sisters. We just launched in May 2019, so it's really new, and it's all direct to consumer right now, so it's all online. And we're launching in the Middle East this year, so we're really excited. I've always wanted to start my own company, but the reason we did beauty is because my sister Nasia got certified as a makeup artist. She always wanted to do something in cosmetics, and then Eliza and I, my other sister, we realized that we had such different skills that we would all make a really good team together. So I used to work on the content team at Snapchat. So basically combined, we felt like I will handle branding and content, Eliza will do operations and logistics, Nasia will do the product curation, and that we would just make a really good team. I studied business and film at USC in California, and it was a joint program called Business and the Cinematic Arts, because I never knew between film and business which one I wanted to study more, and so I found a joint program. I always thought I was going to end up in the entertainment industry, but I guess it was really helpful studying business because there's so much you learn with pitching skills, marketing, and then the financial side that it really gives you all the right tools for starting your own business eventually. So I definitely recommend studying business at university if you know that one day you want to start your own. I think for starting your own business, storytelling is something that they really need to teach more of. Everything in life is selling yourself and selling your story. So I think going back to pitching skills, the more and more they drill in the importance of storytelling and selling your concept, I think the more people will understand how important it is. And nowadays you have 2 minutes to get someone's attention and really sell them on your product and your brand. So I think having that skill is actually more important than so many others if you can kind of get your story across in a really short amount of time. I would definitely tell myself not to wait for something to be perfect to finally launch, because nothing's ever going to be perfect. Our brand is still not perfect, and if you strive for perfection, you're actually never going to start your concept. It wasn't necessarily a failure, but it was a really hard time for me. I was so caught up in working at Snapchat, and everyone thought it was like the coolest thing ever, and at the time the app was more relevant than it is now. I one day got laid off from the job. My whole team did, so it wasn't personal to me, but the whole local story team, which is what I was working on, we all got laid off, and one day that job was taken away from us. And it really damaged my self-esteem for a while, and for some reason I was so ashamed, although it had nothing to do with myself. But it really taught me that your job can't be your entire identity, and I think it's really easy to let it be everything that we are. But that experience taught me that beyond work and career, I have to have something else that I care about, that I'm passionate about, that I spend my time on. So I would tell anyone watching, don't let work be everything that you are as a person. Like, you are more than what your job is every day. Definitely. I think it's easy to not feel good enough or not feel that you're working hard enough. And for that reason, I think you just have to stay in your lane and not compare yourself to other people or other brands, but only compare yourself to yourself. Because if you know you can do better and that you have the capacity to work harder, wake up earlier, work longer, then if you're comparing it to yourself, I think that's only fair comparison. I think it is the authenticity and that we have a story. It goes back to storytelling. I think our brand is successful because we are young women of color making it for people of color. There's so many issues with brands that are kind of creating something and it feels like there's tokenism, or it's a bunch of men in suits creating it for young Gen Z. It doesn't work that way. You have to be the demo creating it for your demo in order to actually be authentic. And I think when people meet us and they see that we're Pakistani, born in Los Angeles, raised in Dubai, and we're creating a brand called CTZN, which is of the world and for everyone, that is truly authentic. And I think that's why they feel like we share that same story and that same feeling of underrepresentation that they also felt from the beauty industry. So it's just the authenticity, I think, that kind of is our strength. The goal is to exceed the expectations of a makeup brand. So I don't just see CTZN as a makeup brand, I see it as a social network, a community space. So the goal is in a few years that you'll actually see a physical space that's half store, we'll always have products, but also half community space. A place that brings like-minded people together from different backgrounds, because there's honestly nowhere I can think of right now where if I moved to a city and I wanted to meet people from other backgrounds that I could go to that's for that specifically. Yeah, Citizen will eventually be a social network and a hangout space. I would tell her to run your idea by a diverse set of people before you launch your brand or actually start working on your concept. I think nowadays there's this cancel culture on social media and you don't have a second chance often. And I think a reason why people go wrong is because they only see things from their own perspective and from their own experience. So they think something's okay and they go with it. But if they had asked people of different races, sexualities, ages, if this thing was appropriate or if this concept meant something or if it was just a good idea even, I think that would save a lot of brands from going wrong. So if you want to start a beauty brand, ask a diverse set of people, show them your idea, and see if you even have a shade for everyone before you start. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Cosmo Middle East.